Alright, fourth graders, this is your assignment for Monday today. This is page 296 in your math journal, and what we're doing is we're finding area. So, we should remember that the equation for area, actually if you need your math journal, go get it. You might need some scratch paper too. There's a lot of work that goes in today. Pause me and then come back. The equation for area is area equals length times width. Okay, so when they give us both the width and the length, all we need to do is multiply. So here we're doing 5 times 2 over 3. And all we need to do is put the 5 over 1. Multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, and that should get you what you have over here. So hopefully you pause me, you're doing that. 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now we wouldn't say we have 10/3 of a yard, so the trick to finishing this is to take 10 and divide by 3. And we're thinking, what times 3 gets us close to 10 without going over? We want to use our divisor times our quotient to get us close. And the answer there is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. We multiply the quotient and the divisor, and then we subtract. Now here's your whole number. Your whole number is 3. Your numerator is 1. And your denominator is your divisor. It's 3. So your answer here should be 3 and 1/3. So now we're going to take a look at this other one. I'm going to make sure you pause this if you need it, because I'm going to delete it. It's kind of in our way here. We're going to work on this one. This time again they give us the width times the length. And this time you're going to have to set up as 2 problems, because we have 3 and 4 and 3/4. So we're going to go 3 times 4 and 3 times 3/10. And when we multiply, put it over 1. Alright, so what I need you to do now is solve both of those problems. Go ahead and pause me. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. 1 over 10, 1 times 10 is 10. The beauty of this is we have a 12 and we have a 9/10. We don't have to do anything with that 9/10 because it's not an improper fraction. We just need to add them. 12 plus 9/10. Write your answer. Hopefully that was enough time, or you pause me, and you should have had 12 and 9/10, because 12 plus 9/10 is 12 and 9/10. Alright, here we go. This one, they don't give us the length. So we are going to need to find, we have the width, we don't have the length. The perimeter is what we're going to have to use. So we know with perimeter, it's length plus width plus width. That equals perimeter. So what we need to do is, we know the width, we need to double that. Double 1 and 1/8. If we double the 1, it's 2. If we double the 1/8, it's 2/8. Now we need to take that and subtract it from this, because what we have here is both widths. So 8 and 2/8 minus 2 and 2/8. Now if you were doing this, 2/8 minus 2/8 is 0/8. Well, you don't need that. 0/8 is nothing. It means you don't have anything. 8 minus 2 is 6. So that means that length plus length equals 6. So to figure out just one of the lengths, we have to divide that in half. What's half of 6? 3. You're absolutely right. So now we're back to being able to solve the area problem, because it's just length times width. Again, it's going to be 2 problems. 3 times 1 and 3 times 1/8. Go ahead and solve both of those, then add them up, and that will get you square inches. So here we go. Giving you a second to do it. Pause me. That would help save video time. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, I'm going to put this over 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 8 is 8. So add those up. 3 and 3/8 is what you should have gotten for 3. Alright, taking a look at this last one. It's the same basic principle, except this time we're doing inches. So again, we've got perimeter and we're doing the length. So the first thing we need to do is double this. Double 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Because this side plus this side is going to be 12 inches. We know that the perimeter, we're missing this and this, is 13 2/4. So if we subtract that, 2/4 minus 0 is 2/4, and 13 minus 12 is 1. Now I know what you're thinking, well how do we split 1 2/4 in half? What I would do is I'd make it into an improper fraction. And how we do that, if you remember, you take whole number times denominator, then add the numerator. You go in a circle. And it's going to be over, you're going to have the same denominator. So watch. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So 1 2/4 is the same as 6/4. Now we can split that in half, because it's still going to have fourths for a denominator. You don't do anything to the denominator, we're just cutting this in half. Okay, what's half of 6? 3. So that means that this side is 3/4 of an inch. Now you should be able to multiply those two together to get your area. 6 over 1, because whenever we have a whole number, we put it over 1 when we're multiplying fractions, times 3/4. Go ahead and multiply that. Okay, if you haven't paused me, you should right now, because I'm going to solve this. 6 times 3 is 18, and 1 times 4 is 4. Now you wouldn't say it's 18/4 square inches, so we have to divide. 18 divided by 4. And when I do this, what times 4 gets me close to 18? 4. 4 times 4 is 16, and I subtract to get 2. Whole number, 4, numerator 2, denominator 4. So it should be 4 2/4 inches. Alright, if you want to give the challenges a try on your own, that'd be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and assign your math boxes for today. Alright. So on box A, you're just multiplying. And I'm going to just have you do B and C. Now on C, actually I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that you can see it. On C, what you have to do is you have to think, you're going to put that 7 over 1. What times 1 is 5, and what times 7 is 28. Okay? I'm specifically assigning that one because I think it's a little bit more challenging. Okay, over here, I think most of you can do this because you just put down your 3 zeros, 7 times 9. Put down 2 zeros, 7 times 9. 7 times 0 is 0, and then you just do 7 times 7. So I think you can do that one. It's this one that I want you to do. You're going to do B. And what you have to think about is it's 90 plus 3 times 50 plus 4. And you take 50 times 9, 50 times 3. Then you do 4 times 90, 4 times 3. And you'll have 4 numbers to add up. That's about the easiest way that I can explain that to you. Down here, 6 airplanes left Boston with 685 passengers each. 4 planes left Miami with 732 passengers each. 8 planes left LA with 715 passengers each. Which of the following are true? 1,282 more passengers left from Boston than Miami. 13,758 passengers were on these 18 planes. 1,620 more passengers left LA than Boston. All of the above or none of the above. So what you need to do is 6 times this, 4 times that, and 8 times that. And then you'd have to think about, if you're doing Boston and Miami, 6 times that, 4 times that, and then you'd subtract. For this one, it's adding them all up. And then the LA Boston, you'd have to do 8 times 715 and then subtract Boston. So on this one it says 4 swimmers on a relay team each swam a lap in the times listed. What was their total time for the race? I just want you to add it, okay? So just add these up. I think that should be pretty easy, and then give me your answer. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, that's if they would have done it in the fastest time. I'm just going to have you do A. I just want to know how fast it took them, okay? Cutting that down a little bit. And the bottom one, it's the same thing we worked on last week. Remember that after 4.5, because that's the same as 4/8, this would be 4 and 5/8. This could be 3/4, but obviously there's a 4 in front of them. I just can't fit it in. 7/8, 5 and 1/8, 5 and 1/4, 5 and 3/8, 5 1/2, and then you're back to where you're at. But remember, there's still got to be a whole number. 4, 4, 4. This would be a 5, 5, 5. Make sense? And then they do have the questions underneath. The difference between the largest and smallest is take the biggest x, subtract the smallest x, and then how many rings are larger than 6. Find where 6 is, count everything on this side. Alright guys, have a great day.